Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Daniel here, your host for all things thrifting. But today is going to be another extra special video. We are heading into the April season, so of course that means we are going to decorate my hutch for that time of year. So I do hope that you enjoy this video and that it may bring you some inspiration when decorating your own home for any season of the year. I'm Daniel, and I have a passion for giving old things new purpose. Every week, I bring you along my thrift adventures to uncover the extraordinary in the ordinary. So if you love thrifting, venturing to estate sales, and getting inspired by thrifted home decorating, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe to join in on the adventures. Let's find gold together, one thrift store at a time. Welcome to Golden Finds. Again, welcome everybody, and today's video is going to be super exciting because you all know that I truly enjoy when it comes to this time when I decorate with the items that I have purchased, whether it may be new items from in-store or my thrift finds. So I always strive to bring you these type of videos so that way you're able to see what I utilize all of these items that you see that I purchased from Goodwill. So I'm super excited to get started with that. And if you're new to my channel, I do hope that you enjoy this type of content and consider subscribing, which is totally free. And for all of those of you returning, as always, thank you so much for the support. It means so much to us. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And I cannot wait to get started. Now, I will say that I have, I think, more than what I bargained for. I feel like I have too many pieces and things that I want to put onto the hutch. I don't want it to look overly cluttered, but I really want to bring out that essence of spring and also Easter, but also kind of like a marketplace. As many of you know, or if you do not know, my hutch is themed out all year round as a marketplace setting. So what would one see, when shopping at a marketplace? So I have a lot of things and ideas that I hope will work, but I'm going to bring you all along. This will be a trial and error as we decorate the hutch for the season. And again, hopefully it brings you some spark of idea, something that will help you if you need inspiration when decorating, again, for any time of the year, or if you're looking for maybe spring or Easter idea decor. So let me go ahead and give you all a glance first of everything that we have to play with. Now, I'm not going to show everything because I have some stuff on the floor, believe it or not, in bins, and I have the majority of stuff that I want to use in my dining table. So my dining table is a complete mess. Again, I hope these pointers also help you when decorating for your own home. So to give you a quick tour of some of the items that we hope to use in today's decorating session is going to be this bunny that I spray painted. This was originally a lighter brown, and you all saw that it had some colored areas, but I decided to make it completely neutral in one tone. So I did spray paint this in a darker color. So this is our only chocolate bunny. If I'm able to find another one at the thrift store, I'll add it into the decor after we are done. And these pieces are actually brand new. These are from Walmart. These definitely went viral. These are part of the My Texas House collection. These were $8.98. This is a sitting bunny decor piece. It's kind of giving off that whitewash finish on terracotta. And there's another bunny to this collection, which is the one standing up right here. These were super hard to find, but I was able to actually find them at my hometown Walmart, which actually gets her line. It's very interesting. Her collection, not all Walmarts get it, and the Walmarts nearest to my home right now in Anaheim did not even have any of her collection pieces for Easter. So I went all the way to my hometown where I used to live with my parents, and they had her entire collection, and I was super excited because literally like a week later, all of these were gone. So I was super happy that I was able to purchase them. I do have some Ray Dunn canisters. There are a few more in the bins. I thought I had a lot more, especially the older ones. This is an older one. And then these are the majority of the florals that I hope to use today. These are the ones that I bought at Michael's. These were on sale for $1.99 each, I believe. They're pretty tulips. We have a few of those in those colors. I also have some from Dollar Tree. These right here. These right here. And of course our thrifted bouquets that you have seen in hauls. And also the terracotta pots that we found at Goodwill. The basket, the rolling pin, we're going to just add it back up there. We have some Easter eggs, some DIY carrots that I made. I was not having any luck finding the ones that I wanted, so I just DIY'd my own. We have this bunny that I also thrifted, the Peter Rabbit picture prints, some carrots, and these eggs right here as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these, but we will see. But let's go ahead and get started, you guys, and let's just start placing items to see what we can fit where. Now we're going to start at the very top, which I feel is going to be the most easiest way for us to transition from top of the hutch all the way down. Now there are several ways for you to decorate your home. You are going to follow it whichever way is the most easiest and best way for you to do it. I always recommend that you usually start with your larger pieces when displaying, especially in a hutch. Now, the reason why I always suggest that you start with your bigger pieces is because that way they're out of the way. They're not taking up too much space on your counter spaces, you know, if you have your dining table all covered with items. And they're going to be the most bulkiest. They're going to be the items that are going to take up the most space. And that way you can work around things easier that way, you know, smaller items that you want to place in your area that you're decorating. So I always recommend that you do that first. But what we're going to do is the easiest step of all, which is just add our extra rolling pin into the crock. Now this was from Goodwill at $2.99. You all saw this in a thrift haul if you've been keeping up with my videos. And simple enough, we're just going to add it into the crock. Now, I grabbed a piece of styrofoam because I'm not sure if this might be too short, but I grabbed it just in case to see if it's gonna need a little bit of height, because I want to expose some of the rolling pin. And nope, it's not needed actually. So it's actually just the right size. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this back in there, position them, hopefully they will stay. And again, my theme is kind of marketplace. I'm gonna position these in a way that I want them to. You could have it, you know, together, one in the middle, one on the side like that, or like this. I think I like it like this. That way they're not super close. And then I could add one more. I think I should be able to fit one more here if I find one again at the thrift store. I haven't decided about the weight scale. I think I might end up taking this off in place of something else, which let me grab right now, for this thrifted little basket that I found at Goodwill as well. This is like one of those apple baskets that you see, and I think this would look really nice here, considering that we're gonna try and fill up this whole entire space with florals, and we're just using a little pedestal upside down. Always utilize what you have. If there's, you know, you could always use things, multi-purpose them. And it's a simple cake stand. I just flipped it upside down and it's now a tier stand. So this creates a perfect elevation to give it some height for that basket. Again, I think I want to put florals in there. And then I'm gonna put back my masher next to the kitchen tools crock. And then we also have our basket right here, which we're going to put florals. So let me bring down the scale because as of right now, I don't know where I'm going to put it or if it's going to be used at all. I know that I also want to display some bunnies up here for the season. Now, I don't really know what I will use this basket for. I wanted to originally have some type of item that you could have during, you know, the spring season. So I might have to create something, maybe something smart, where I wanted originally some cabbage, and I know Michael's was selling them, but they completely sold out and I didn't want to wait for the shipping. So I might have to create something, some type of vegetation to make it look like, you know, it's something green, a vegetable or something. So we'll get to that in just a bit on that side, but let's go ahead and start with this corner. We're gonna grab our basket, which has a bunch of lamb ear right now. I think I'm going to remove this because I want florals, or, you know, they might actually mix well with the florals. So let me actually keep this in here and we'll add one of the bouquets. But I want to bring this out more to expose it a little bit more. The fun thing about decorating is you can always change it. It's usually not permanent unless it's paint or something else, then that's a whole nother world. But let me grab those bouquets so we can play around with this basket. We have these two. I also have the loose flowers from Dollar Tree that I found, and also the ones from Michael's, the tulips. But I'm gonna play around with these two. Let me try the rose bouquet first. We're gonna place it in between the lamb's ear and see if that works. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I kind of like how it looks with the lamb's ear. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna look a little bit strange, but this is your time to experiment. You know, look to see what will work, what will not work. This is the time to let your ideas flow. So let me try to bring in this bush a little bit further down. It's being a little hard to work with, but I think we got it. Let me just hide a little bit of the lambs here because I really want the flowers to be the main attraction. And that's simple. I think this looks really nice. So we're gonna add this back into the corner. We have our top piece of the basket just to cover up any loose stems. We don't want to show them. And then we're gonna put this back over here. Don't mind Bella, you guys. She's just protecting the house. And voila, I actually turned it around. So now you can actually get more of the view of the roses. So having it the other way just really was hiding the beautiful view of the faux flowers. And I kind of tucked in the lamb's ear a little bit more to the sides. So that way it doesn't get distracted from, you know, everything else that we want, which is the focal point of the roses. Now this bouquet is still left, which we still have several places we can place this. So let me actually just keep it up here for now because I feel like we're gonna use it. And then up here, we still need to figure out what we're going to do with this right here. Now I have that little piece of styrofoam. If you have the green blocks for florals, it might be actually a better idea, but since this is what I have at hand, this could also work very well to help keep your florals up. So let me see if that will work. We're gonna place this inside the basket and we're gonna puncture in some bouquets or flowers. Now I'm thinking, I have a lot of the tulips, but I want to use those throughout the hutch, I feel. So I think in this instance, we're gonna try doing the Dollar Tree flowers. Plus we already have pink up here, And we're also gonna have these up here. So I think that all of these together are really going to be perfect. So let me try building some type of bouquet. These might be too long, the Dollar Tree ones, but let me work this on a time lapse because then this video is going to be over an hour. So let me try and do that right now. And there you go, you guys. We are done with the basket. Now, yes, this whole side is completely missing flowers. Why? Because this is something strategic. No one is going to see the back end of this side of the basket. This is going to be facing the wall. So we are going to give the illusion of a full basket, and you are going to just basically tip over and put it at an angle. Put the arrangement at an angle so it makes it look like all the top right here is full. And you want to make sure that you have really voluminous flowers like these that are just really bursting out. Again, these are Dollar Tree, which they're fabulous. They were only $1.25 each. I'm using 3 and I just love it. It really is giving off a full basket of florals, and we're gonna add it right here in the corner. And I just think it looks really, really nice. Those pink colors with the white just really make it pop so well for spring. And it looks like we have florals ready for you to pick at your choosing at the farmer's market. So this corner right here is basically done. The only thing that I want to do is, we still have this, but we're gonna work on the other side of this hutch. I'm gonna turn you guys around. The only thing that I wanna do is place a bunny. Now I have several bunnies. I have several of these that I purchased last year from Target. These were from the Threshold collection. I have a bunch. And then I have the ones from the my Texas House collection. So I'm gonna kind of play around with them. This one's sitting down, this one's standing up, and I know I wanna put one kind of facing here, but I don't know which one will be the best option for us. Now, I have to make sure there's room. You don't want your piece to fall. So, I kind of feel like you can't really know it's a bunny. I feel like it has to be angled a certain way for you to be able to spot it and be like, oh, look, a bunny. This one may not work because of the ears. Let me try this one. It's smaller, but I feel like it might fit better here. And I feel like it does. Let me move this a little bit. The small adjustments can have the biggest effect. So I think this one is for the win. So we'll use the same consistency of bunnies. I don't want to mix a Threshold one with one from my Texas house, just because, as you can see, they are very different. Although they are white, the Threshold one is a gloss finish. So I just feel, again, keeping everything within the same level is just use the same consistency if you have them. So we have quite a few of those Threshold ones. Plenty enough to display over here. We have even a larger one. There's like a few larger bunnies from that collection that I have from Threshold. But let me go ahead and spin you guys around so we can face this other corner now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that corner, but let me just grab a few things before I meet you all up there. Let me grab a few bunnies. That way I have them in case we want to use them. Okay, we have that bouquet. So I'm gonna place these right here. I know you guys cannot see me, but it's for the best. You guys can see the whole other view of what we're gonna do. And what else can we place up there? I have all those other greeneries that I had from St. Patrick's Day, so let me see if we can work something out with that. I do apologize if I'm making the camera move. I feel like I'm all over the place. Okay. Here we go. I think I did move the camera, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have this bouquet, very super simple. We're gonna go ahead and put it into this piece right here. And that's gonna give us an instant pop of color on this side. I am really, really loving these colors. These pinks, these peach colors, the greenery, just all very soft color. This is white right here. I'm thinking I could possibly put some of my DIY carrots here. I'm not quite sure. That might be something that I might add as a finishing touch, you guys. I won't probably do that right now. And I'm referring to the DIY carrots. Now, for this corner, there's really nothing I want to overdo here. We have the bunny. This is the bigger one from the Threshold collection. And then this one too, right here, the small one. We have a small one on that side, but now I want to add a bigger one. So we're going to add him right here, tucked into this corner. We're going to move this a little bit more to create some room. We're going to angle him. We have our basket here. You know what? This is, I'm actually going to put some tulips in here with the ones that I found. Or actually, you know what? I have one more left of the Dollar Tree ones. So let me put those. Another tip when decorating is, especially if you have brand new items, always keep a trash bag handy because you're always going to be discarding a lot of stuff and you want to always work in a clean space. But the most important thing that I could say when it comes to decorating is that you have to have fun. Have fun in the process. Don't stress about it. I've told you all several times, if you run into a roadblock, take a break. Go out for a walk, enjoy a book, eat, watch television, a movie, whatever. Take the time to be on social media. Take a break from what you're doing because you're going to come back with a refreshed mindset and it's going to be a whole lot easier. It's no fun if you're getting frustrated, if something is not working out. Again, at the end of the day, it's not meant to be perfect, but at the end of the day, what only matters is that you love it. If you love it, that's all that matters. And you don't have to go out and spend a lot. Shop around in your home, go to the thrift store. I mean, I have found so many amazing pieces to decorate this Hutch every year, and you guys can do it too. So don't break the bank. Go to Dollar Tree too. They have some really nice florals. So this is the last one that we have from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to simply add it into the basket to, again, kind of close out that pop of color up here. And it mixes so well with the greenery. Now, I was thinking of adding some carrots. I don't know, that might collide with the colors, so I'll have to wait and see how that works, but I really, really want these to kind of expose out. So I'm gonna bend them a little bit so they get some exposure. And there we go. I think this looks perfect, you guys. I think this is done. The top section is always the easiest for me, I feel. Again, be very smart, utilizing simple pieces that you have at home. This is supposed to be, I think this is supposed to be a trivet. I found it at Goodwill, and I'm using it as a piece to give height to items. So just use what you have. It can all work. So I just use this in the bottom here to give whatever I display here some height, which we're gonna do with that basket. Now, I don't know exactly what to put in this basket. I was thinking if I added a bunny, I think it would look really, really weird. Like having a bunny in the basket there. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. But I was thinking adding greenery. So kind of to make it look like a vegetable stand, because we do need to have vegetables for spring. So I'm just simply taking these from IKEA. I've thrifted a lot of these too. And I'm going to just let it rest here basically on the basket. These, I removed them from the pot. They're also IKEA pieces. I just removed them and it'll make it more easier for me to tuck in here into the corner, to tuck it in into an angle. So I think I'm going to do 2 in the bottom because I still want to expose the basket, or else it just looks like it's a bunch of bushes. And then add a 3rd piece right here, kind of tucked in into the basket. Fluff it up a little bit. And have it propped up. Now, I know this might look a little weird, but again, it's supposed to be kind of like, you know, farmer's market. I guess you could say it's some type of vegetable, right? And we're just gonna put our bunny here a little bit more. I was thinking maybe a bunny would look interesting here. I might be able to place them right up here next to the greenery, just so I can have a total of 3. Or I can add probably another one. I have several of these, so let me actually grab, this one was another thrift find, but I'm gonna put it on the opposite side. Again, it's supposed to be Easter, so we want, again, we want it to look like the bunnies are out to play. Okay, perfect. And I think that rounds it up, you guys. I think we are done at the very top, and we're gonna continue moving on forward down. And don't worry about the look, you guys. I'm sorry. I know you really can't see what I did on top, but I will give you a final run through of everything and give you a final look of how everything turns out in the end. So we're gonna move on to the next section, which this section, the sides should be super easy. I always have a lot of difficulty in the middle section of this part of the hutch. So again, keep a bag handy if you have a lot of trash from things that you're plucking off of, you know, price tags and new things like that. You want to make sure that you keep a clean workspace. And then I'm going to show you guys really quick the carrots that I DIY'd. They still need a little bit more of a paint job, but these are the ones that I DIY'd. I reused the green pieces that I had from the other carrots that I had DIY'd last year, and I just DIY'd these. They're very bright orange, which is okay with me. I totally like them like that. But again, reused what I had. Didn't want to purchase anything new. The only thing new was the paint, and these are air dry clay. They're made out of air dry clay, and I just really love how they came out. I made a total of 8, I believe. They do need to be touched up with some more paint, so I'm still doing that. I'm letting them dry, but that's basically the ones that I did. They look super cute, and I will go ahead and post the video in the description box of the person that I saw make these. I YouTubed it, and she did such a fabulous job at creating those faux carrots, and she has a bunch of other faux foods as well. So the very top section, right now, I don't know why I have the Bath and Body Works crate. It's not really meant to be there. I'll see if I can find a spot for this. If not, it's not a big deal. We don't really need it there. So I want the main attraction to be this piece right here. This is super cool. I found this at Goodwill for $2.99. It says it's part of Moonlight and Roses. Martha E. Peters, I think, is the person who made this. They must have a store or something. Again, it's giving off all of that vintage vibe, and I really love it. I really wish I could have found more of these. These are super cool. So this is gonna go right here in the middle. That's gonna be our main attraction piece right here. Now, as far as the bird houses, I did think about it. I think I'm just going to leave them. It's fine. Perch, birds, spring, that connects. the nest as well for eggs. We are going to be adding some Easter eggs as well. And we have our chocolate bunny. So I'm trying to see what else we can add here in this section. I'm trying to browse through everything that I have. I might actually just move on to the next section for now. Keep it nice and simple. We could always come back for that. So we're gonna hop on into the next one. So here is super easy again with that blueprint that I have set up already in mind. We have our Raydon canisters. I have 3 of them, again, all according to height. We have the tallest in that beautiful blue. Blue is my favorite color. Then we have the yellow one that says Chick Magnet. So I really tried to keep it also neutral, but I also wanted to have those really nice bright pops of color that Easter is known for, and spring. And then last but not least, hop into spring. The Raydon pink with the speckled look is going to be our last one. Okay. And then last but not least, we have the baby scoop. I just decided to keep this because it just, you know, rounds it out. I think it's perfect. Okay. Now, what I want to add in between that, I was thinking of adding the lamb ear back onto that. I also had an idea to maybe put the bunnies here instead of the canisters, but then I feel like, that's too many bunnies on a row, I feel. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go back in and add the lamb's ear into this section to give it that very neutral farmhouse look. These all used to be long picks from Walmart. I just simply cut them. And there we go. Next, we're gonna move on into this side, which this part I feel I'm going to have the most difficulty. Because I have a bunch of items that I'm not quite sure how I want to place them. Now, I have the bunnies, I have the tulips, I have a few more Raydon canisters. I have the Easter eggs, which actually, that's going to be the most easiest step to do first, is to fill up our anchor hocking jar with Easter eggs. So I have, actually, I think I have the neutral ones down here. We're gonna add those back in there. I have the green ones from St. Patrick's Day in here. I'm going to add them back into my Ziploc bag so that way they can be mixed up and jumbled. I'm gonna just give them a quick toss so not all of them come out green, and it's a mixture in between the canister. And hopefully we have enough. Again, super simple, an anchor hocking, an anchor hocking jar. Fill it with items that reflect the time of the season. And it's super simple. And I think it looks really cute. Super simple, right? So we're going to add this at the very bottom. Now I know you guys cannot see that right now, but again, I will share everything once we're done. And on top of that, we're gonna add one of the bunnies. Let's add one of my Texas house bunnies next to that anchor hocking glass canister. Now it's really hard because the bunnies really blend in with my Hutch because it is a white Hutch. So it's kind of difficult to kind of see them, but it should work. Now we have our terracotta pots. These were amazing. I can't believe I found them at Goodwill. So We're gonna add these here. I think I'm gonna put one on each end here. They really, really pop out with that color and the white. We have another one right here that we'll put on this end. Okay. We have a third one, but I really don't know what to do with it. We'll probably have to wait and see what we end up doing with this one. But ultimately, what we're gonna put into those are going to be our tulips. So that's gonna give us our pop of color coming down from the top. Let me just clear off all of these tags from Michael's. And I'm gonna do this in a time lapse so we can speed through this. And those two are done. Again, it brings in that pop of color. But now I'm debating, because they're so close to the top section of the other floral stuff on top, I think I'm actually going to bring them down one shelf so they're more in the middle shelf. So I think that will make them, I feel like they get lost with all the other color up there. I think that looks so much better. So now we just have to kind of figure out what we're going to place in those top sections. And I am running out of light. It's getting dark here, you guys, in California. So we still have our jar. We have the small one. I have my DIY carrots, which I think I know what I'm going to do with that. So I have this bunny treats Raiden jar. It's missing the lid. I found it like this at Goodwill, and I still picked it up because, you know, it's a really cute piece to decorate with. You can still put a lot of stuff in here. So I'm gonna put this at the very top right here, and I want to see how I can dangle my DIY carrots there. I should be able to use like some, you know, twine or anything like that, but basically I kind of want them wrapped to maybe like have them peeking out like this to make it seem like this canister is full of carrots. So let me find some twine and I will be right back. I'm shining some light because it's getting super dark, but there we have it. We have our carrots. They are sneaking out of the bunny treats canister just to kind of tantalize our bunny friends. So I really love how this looks. It looks super cute and whimsical. I could always add more carrots to the side if I wanted to. And I'm trying to figure out how I want the carrots kind of looking. Like kind of like this, or I think that's gonna be best. So I'm going to add one of our bunny friends from the My Texas House collection. And considering that it's kind of a big canister, I don't think this one might work. I'm gonna do the sitting down bunny. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Let me see if I flip them. What if I put the sitting down one near the egg canister down here? I think that looks actually kind of better this way. And then putting our friend up here. Poor thing. He must be so hungry for a carrot. Okay, so we have those right there. I think that looks really, really cute. And then I'm trying to figure out what to do on this side. So I do have a few more DIY carrots. I also have the chocolate bunny that I'm trying to figure out where to put. Again, it's supposed to kind of be like if you're shopping for the market. I have this right here, this Raiden piece as well that I'm trying to figure out what to put in there. So let me go ahead and figure out where the rest of these items will go, you guys, and I will be right back to give you a final tour of the entire hutch. a brand new day. I was not able to complete this Hutch decor look in one day. It was just too difficult. I started kind of late, you know, we have everyday life, you know, cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, folding, taking care of my dog and everything, right? And work and life and fitting in some time to watch a good show or catch up on my YouTube comments or editing. It's just life, okay? So I couldn't get it all in one take. So here we are. I'm going to do a final reveal, but I'm kind of having a lot of difficulty accepting how this looks right here in the middle. So I'm gonna maybe play around for a little bit before I give you guys that final walkthrough. And again, this will always happen. You can put everything you want in whatever you're decorating. You go to sleep, the next day you get a new perspective of it and you're like, it's not really working out how you envisioned it. So that's what I feel I'm having. I feel like this bigger bunny collides with everything else that's really going on here. So I've been trying to think what would be a good way to fill this area in, and I remembered that I have the bird houses that I ended up actually removing, but I don't think I want to place those. So I'm going to probably put some Magnolia Home canisters that I also found thrifting a while ago. And they're 3 different sizes, they're different ounces. And I think that's just going to give it the final look. It will kind of mix in well. You know, the bunnies are just hanging out in this area and it happens to be the market stand where you can get things, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. I'm gonna pull those out, place them on here, see how they look. Hopefully I'm happy with the look, and then I will give you the final walkthrough. So let me do a time lapse really quick and see how this works out. What do you guys think? Let me know. I think this really just rounds it up a whole lot better. These 3 canisters are from, again, Magnolia Home. I thrifted all of them at Goodwill, and they're part of the Magnolia Home store, which comes from Waco, Texas. So it was super fun being able to find these at the thrift store. They were such a great price, and for a whole new set of 3, they were super expensive. So I definitely scored. I really love that the stoneware of these canisters, so it comes with an 80 ounce, a 120 ounce, and 140 ounce canister. The stoneware, the finish, the color just really rounds up everything with everything else. With the bunnies that are whitewash finish, the threshold ones are also in a glossy white, like discolored white finish. It just really rounds it all very well. The only thing that I really wish I had more of, which I'm still constantly looking as we speak from the release of this video, I'm still looking for some more bunnies to kind of spray paint and to make them into a chocolate look. And I haven't had any luck. Not at all. I really don't want to go into the retail store to buy a brand new. If I can thrift for it, then I definitely will. If I'm not able to find any, then at least I have one, and maybe we'll be on the hunt the entire year for next year. So that way, you know, we can have them. And I have a practically full can of spray paint still. So, you know, let's make it happen. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the grand tour of the final look. As always, let me know in the comments down below what were your thoughts. And we're going to start from the top and work our way down. Quick summary, you guys. So we have our basket of flowers right here. We have our Tools Raydon kitchen crock with the rolling pins next to the masher. We have our bunny friends. These again were from the Threshold collection. I believe they were from last year. We have our thrifted basket with our bouquet of roses and lamb's ear, which I think these really give it such a soft look to the roses. We have more of our bunny friends. Behind is our market sign that was also thrifted. We have some greenery coming out and more of our bunny friends, and then all of those bouquet of flowers as well. The basket thrifted, that piece right there that's made out of ceramic with the other bouquet that is measuring the liters is also thrifted. As many of you know, a lot of my decor is thrifted, so you can also do this yourself. You just gradually have to be on the hunt for different pieces that go with your style throughout the year. You know, you have to do the work. If you want to pay less, then you definitely have to be on the hunt always at the thrift store. Thrifted, 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 that crock, those thrifted, this thrifted, the basket thrifted, this thrifted, the sign, that basket, those greenery pieces from IKEA also thrifted, the leaders thrifted, the bouquet, that basket thrifted. You guys can do it as well. I really, really love how this came out, and I just really, really am so happy with the result. Heading down towards the hutch, we have more of the My Texas House bunnies. These are very nice pieces. They definitely went viral. They're really hard to find now. We have our little barrel of Easter eggs in these really soft pastel colors. I really, really love these soft neutral colors. They're, well, not so much neutral, but the tone just really gives off a very smooth pastel tone, like very soft. Heading into the middle section of the hutch, we have our little bunny who is resting comfortably on our little crate right here, which I then added some green moss. We have our magnolia home canisters. Then we have a terracotta pot and another little friend right there. Over on this section of the hutch, we have our bunny treats Raydon canister with the greenery and the faux carrots that I made that were DIY that I did. And then also another My Texas House bunny on this side, which this is just absolutely really cute. I really love how this idea came out. It's so cute. The bunny looks like he's so enticed with the carrots and he's just so hungry. It's such a cute little display. And to summarize, what has been thrifted? The basket has been thrifted. This is the wooden crate that has the Bath & Body Works on the other side that many of you have seen in my haul. These Magnolia Home canisters were thrifted. Don't believe me? Here are the markings from Goodwill. This one was $5. They always write the Roman numerals in case the tags are ripped off. The terracotta pot was also a thrift find. This little bunny right here was actually a thrift find. I'm not entirely sure where this collection was from as it has no markings on it, but it's kind of giving me Threshold, but I'm not entirely sure, but it looks almost the same design as previous years. Heading over on this side, the bunny treats canister was thrifted. Now, I believe I originally found this without a lid, so I think that's why it was donated. And I just love this. This is another greenery piece as well that was thrifted. Starting on this side, we have another My Texas House bunny laying down next to the terracotta pot with all of these really bright and beautiful tulips. Heading into the middle, we have our Raydon display. This is a Hearth and Hand piece. We have the Happy Easter canister. This is an older Raydon Happy Easter canister with the bunnies right here. We have the Hop into Spring speckled baby canister. This is another threshold piece of this bunny right here. I really wanted to add a little bit of pop of color more onto here, so I did add a few of the extra tulips that I had from Michael's into the green lamb's ear. Then heading over on this side, we have another My Texas House bunny with another terracotta pot full of tulips. Starting on this side this time, we have the thrifted terracotta pots. Now, if you saw my haul video, you know that I got all 3 terracotta pots at the same time. Filled them in with these that were originally from Michael. So these were not thrifted. These were brand new. The terracotta pots were all thrifted. This bunny right here was also thrifted, and this is an actual piece from the Threshold collection as well. This one was also several years ago. We have the canisters. This was not thrifted, but this one right here was thrifted, and so was the Happy Easter one. I always have really good luck finding canisters at the Goodwill. And then over here is the other terracotta pot that was also thrifted. This was absolutely so fun. We have our Ray-Done piece right here, the colander, having all of these veggies on top. These bunnies are trying to get these, but these are supposed to be for the people that come and shop our market stand. So these are the carrots that I DIY'd, and then I just added some greenery. This is actually one of those IKEA bushes that you guys have seen throughout the hutch. I just removed it out of the pot, kind of squished it down, and then put all of these carrots right here to make it seem like these are ready to be purchased. Again, I really love how this came out. It's super duper cute. Again, going with that same thing for spring and also for Easter for the bunnies, for the carrots. Heading into the middle, we have this piece right here, you guys. I am really happy with how this came out. So I'm really hoping that I can find something similar. I want a bunny that's similar like this. It doesn't have to be holding an egg or anything, just something very similar, so that way it will sort of match. And then, you know, I'll spray paint it as well, just like I did this one. So this was spray painted. It was it had some color markings and like these blues and green pastel colors. And then we have our vintage print of an actual hare. Then we have our accessories. We have our Ray-Done teapot in the back, a canister to kind of match this one right here, which is currently being hidden by the bunny print, the hare print. And then we have our Ray-Done pitcher and just that mason jar full of Easter eggs, or these colorful, beautiful eggs as well. On this side, we have the larger Anchor Hawking jar, which is housing all of these other neutral colored eggs, and another My Texas House bunny. As far as thrifting, nothing on this end was thrifted. This was all brand new purchases. Then heading over here into the middle again, this mason jar was thrifted. This is actually an estate sale, and I was super excited when I found this because it was really the main reason why I wanted to go to that estate sale, because I wanted this print. I wasn't expecting it to be this small, but it's actually a vintage print, so I really love this. The gold again goes so well with everything on this part of the hutch right here. Then we have our thrifted Easter bunny that you all saw that I transformed very simply with a can of spray paint. The canister in the back was originally from the at-home store, but it is thrifted from Goodwill. Also, the sugar bowl right here is thrifted. The Ray-Done home teapot is also a thrifted piece, and it is vintage. The drink pitcher as well. And on this side, we have the colander holding the carrots that was also thrifted, and even the greenery on the inside was thrifted as well. Now, last but not least, on this side of the corner, I didn't film putting these up, but I did it off camera. It was kind of like a last minute idea. So I decided to add the Peter Rabbit and the other prints that I found as well thrifted on this side of the wall, kind of to create a collage. Now, I know it's going to be super hard to see with the glare of the sunlight coming through the window, but this is basically how it looks. I have the two smaller prints and then the largest one at the very top. So let me bring you all closer. And yes, these were all thrifted, these 3 frames. We have this one right here, which is my absolute favorite. I love this. These were absolutely gorgeous, you guys. These were one of my most favorite finds recently. Then we have this one right here as well. And then the last one at the bottom again of Peter Rabbit. And I really love the gold. The gold really pops out in the white background, you know. It definitely is a great color, especially when it comes to white, for you to have some gold accents because it really pops out. And I think they came out really cute. And that is a wrap for this Easter season's Decorate With Me session. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys think? And as always, I really hope that it brought you some source of inspiration or maybe gave you a idea of how you can change up or do something or just get creative with what you have at home. Or if you also go to the thrift store, you can definitely DIY any piece that you find that will fit your decor style and also for the season that you're decorating. I am really happy with how this came out and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I always love bringing you along in this process to share with you how I actually utilize my thrift finds in my home. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in to another video here on Golden Finds. Again, share with me your thoughts and drop those comments down below. If you're new, I hope you consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you're all notified when I drop a new video weekly as always. Until next time, I will catch you back here for our next thrifting adventure on Golden Finds. Bye everyone, and happy thrifting and decorating.